Pokemon Black and White. These are some of the best Pokemon games to ever release, featuring the best story in the series, and it holds some of the best Pokemon ever to appear in the entire franchise. However, I've played these games a lot. They were my second Pokemon games and first ones I ever completed. I've played these games so much in the 9 years that I've owned them. It's gotten to the point where I'm struggling to find things to do in them. Every new playthrough is no longer exciting and it's getting boring. So how does someone make it interesting again? Well, they play using Nuzlocke rules, which is what I will be doing today. Not only that, I will also be completing it in the hardest possible way. I will be playing Pokemon Vault White. Pokemon Vault White is a super hard enhancement hack that changes Pokemon encounters, trainers, teams, and I believe it also changes movesets as well. The game literally becomes hell. So, will I be able to complete it? It is my first Nuzlocke, so probably no. However, I will try my very hardest because I'm a big tough gamer. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's go through the rules of my very first Nuzlocke. Rule number 1. I can only catch the first Pokemon of each route/area. Rule number 2. If a Pokemon faints, it's considered dead. I won't be able to use it again. Rule number 3. You must nickname every Pokemon you catch so that you create a stronger emotional bond with it, so when it dies, you will enter a deep stage of depression. Rule number 4. The game must be in set mode. This game must be as hard as possible. We ain't playing it in the baby way. Now, with the rules out of the way, we can finally begin the Pokemon Vault White Nuzlocke. Upon starting the game, we are met with a really dramatic cutscene with characters that I doubt will be of any importance. Then, we press new game, and we meet Professor Juniper, and she asks us to tell her our name. So, I try and go with Chadwood. However, unfortunately the game won't let us choose that name, so I go with Gamer instead. So, after choosing your name, we are thrown into Gamer's bedroom, and we immediately choose our starter. These are the 3 choices: Snivy, Tepig and Oshawott. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people tend to hate these 3 for some stupid reason, especially Tepig. Tepig is really cute, and Ember is actually really cool. I just don't understand the hate towards the pig monster. However, even though I have just sort of, said how great they are, I won't be choosing him this time. Instead, I'm going to be going with Oshawott. Now, although I love Tepig, the Oshawott line is by far the best of the Unovan starters. It starts with this very cute little otter, and it evolves into a samurai sea lion. Honestly, Samurott is extremely underrated. So, after choosing our starter, Bianca wants to send our Pokemon into a death battle with each other immediately. So, I agree. Now, this battle isn't hard. I destroy her with a crit tackle. Next is Sharon, and I also destroy him with a crit tackle. This game's easy. After the fight, I head out to Professor Juniper's lab. She gives us a Pokédex and the ability to give our Oshawott a name. With this ability granted to us, Chadawott was born, and the 2 of us headed out on our wonderful adventure, filled with bloodshed and pain. After the mandatory catching tutorial, Professor Juniper gives us Pokeballs, and we run into our first Pokemon, Centret. Now this is where we see the effects of the enhancement hack. Pokemon that aren't usually in black and white can be found in this game, including the escalator loving rodent. We successfully catch this little guy, and we name him Chadrut. Hopefully he will become a great team member who will be with us throughout the whole journey. After reaching the end of Route 1, we reach Furret Town, where we find a massive crowd standing in front of Pokemon Peter. Yes, that joke has been said about a million times. I literally have nothing to say though. I'm very unoriginal. The guy on the thing goes on about liberating Pokemon and stuff, which in this timeline makes more sense, I guess, because Pokemon literally die. Anyway, after he leaves, Solid Hair challenges us to a Pokemon battle. Throughout my many playthroughs of Gen 5, I was expecting him to send out a Purloin. Instead, he sends out a Nincada, which took me by surprise. After defeating it, he then sends out a Mankey. What the hell? Luckily, I also took it down. His next Pokemon was the Purloin I expected him to have. I healed and took down the purple cat. After I took down Natural Harmonia Gropius, that's his real name, look it up, I headed to Route 2, where I found my next encounter. Unfortunately, I forgot to heal, but luckily I wouldn't suffer as my first encounter was a Weedle! A goddamn Weedle! Why? Out of everything I could have gotten! Look, Beedrill is cool, but it's extremely weak. When would I ever need it? It's not like it would single-handedly save the run from total failure. Anyway, I call him Chadweed. At the end of Route 2, Bianca ambushed us and forced us to fight her. So, the fight was on. She sent out a Meowth when I was expecting a Lillipup, so I switched out my weak Chadrat and sent Chadawott into battle. Obviously, Chadawott, being the absolute mad lad he is, destroyed Meowth and then finally Tepig. Hot would be proud that I used type advantages. Bianca then runs over to the Pokemon Center with her dying Pokemon in her arms. So, Gamer walks north and we enter Striaton City, the location of our first badge. However, before you go to the first gym, you have to fight Sharon. However, I decided to head east towards the Dream World to obtain a certain Pokemon. After defeating hordes of trainers, we come across this lady. She gives you an elemental monkey that covers your starter's weaknesses. So, if you chose Oshawott, you get Pansear. If you chose Snivy, you get Pampor, and if you chose Tepig, you get Pansage. Since Chadawott was my starter, I got Chadmunka the Pansear, the Pokemon that evolves into Japan's least favourite Pokemon. I felt sorry for the little guy. You know, I don't think Simisear is that bad. So, you know, I'm sure this little fella will be with us to the very end. I'm going to bring him to justice. The next location of interest is the Trainer School, where we finally fight Sharon. Luckily, Chadmunka could get us the win against the Snivy. After the short and very easy battle, I headed to the Striaton gym. However, when I reached Silent, he said something extremely disturbing. He said we would have to fight in a rotation battle. This wasn't in the original games. So before I started the fight, I headed south and traded up Chadweed to level 10, so he could become a Beedrill. I then got him up to level 12. Next, I began training Chadrat. I didn't want to use Chadawott in the battle, so I decided to train Chadrat up as a backup. However, this happened. Yes, Chadret had fallen. He had fallen to a goddamn Weedle! This loss was devastating to the team, but we kept moving. I arrived at the gym, my blood boiling in my veins. I was ready to win. Six Pokemon? What the hell? I only have 3! Silent sends out 3 Pokemon and I send out mine. Luckily, I have Chadmunka in the front, so I start destroying his team with Flame Burst. After taking down his Snivy, he sends out his Pansage, also known as the Devil Incarnate. Immediately, I Flame Burst. However, the monkey used Protect. No matter, I'll attack again. Silent switches Bulbasaur in and uses Leech Seed. At the time, I didn't think much of this. However, I would soon realise how dangerous this move was. In the next turn, I took down his Bulbasaur. The next Pokemon he sent out was a Turtwig. I tried using Flame Burst, but yet again he rotated and sent out his Chikorita. Chikorita would then use Ring Out, which got me into the yellow zone. The Leech Seed then chipped away at my health a little bit more. Not wanting Chadmunka to die, I used the potion. Silent would then switch to Pansage and use Work Up, a move that increases attack and is very dangerous early game. Next was Turtwig, who set up a Stealth Rock, even though I had no other Pokemon to send in. Bit of a misplay if you ask me. Yet again, my health was drained. Silent sent in Pansage and I landed Flame Burst and get the Grass Monkey into yellow health. However, he had an orange berry and regained a lot of his health. He then proceeded to use Work Up, which increased his attack yet again. The icing on the cake was that he regained even more health thanks to Leech Seed. The fight was getting extremely scary now. He then sent in Chikorita, who I destroyed with the Flame Burst. Silent proceeded to send in Trico. I used this opportunity to heal Chadmunka back up, as he was taking a bit of a beating. Me and the Trico chipped away at each other's health for the next few turns, until Silent switched in Pansage and instantly hit me with a magical leaf that got me just at the end of the green bar. However, the Leech Seed sapped my health into the yellow bar. I knew he would rotate in the next turn, so I didn't heal and I used Flame Burst yet again. With this, I took down Trico. Pansage was rotated back up. I took this opportunity to heal. Silent switched to Turtwig for a Razor Leaf. I tried using a Flame Burst, but Silent rotated again and used to Protect. His Pansage was now fully healed. By the next turn, I used Flame Burst again and took down the Turtwig he just rotated in. One more Pokemon remained, Pansage. This Pansage was powerful, so I healed again. Unfortunately, he immediately put me in the yellow bar again. I healed again and the same thing happened. However, this time I was left in green. Thinking I was safe for some reason, I decided to go for the Flame Burst and got the Pansage in low health. However, the combination of Leech Seed and Magical Leaf took down Chadmonkey. He fell as a hero, a warrior who single-handedly carried us through the first gym. But there was no time to mourn, for we still had this Hell Monkey to destroy. Chadmonkey's legacy will be in our hearts. Oshawott was forced in, but luckily I switched to Chadweed, who finally took down the monkey with the cross poison. And just like that, the first gym was complete. Yes, we had a fallen soldier. However, that just made us stronger and more ready for the next gym.